Fear gripped the mountain village of Edelstan. For generations, they lived in the shadow of giants, literally. Towering above their homes was the peak of Stormbringer Mountain, home to the fearsome storm giants. For years there was peace, a fragile peace, built on offerings and prayers whispered to the mountain winds, but the winds had changed. Raids began, swift and brutal. Livestock vanished, homes were crushed. Fear turned to desperation. Word reached Waterdeep, the city of splendors, of their plight. Waterdeep, ever vigilant, responded, not with soldiers but with a single champion, an Archmage, master of the arcane arts, bearing the city's seal. His name, Aramil Stormbreaker. Aramil arrived as a whisper, a flicker of blue light in the village square. He was tall, robed in simple blue, his face etched with years of study and a hint of worry. He met with the village elders, their faces lined with despair. The giants, the eldest, rasped, their raids relentless. Aramil listened, his gaze drifting towards the storm-shrouded peak. There was only one solution. He would confront the giant king. The climb was treacherous. Winds howled like angry spirits trying to rip Aramil from the mountainside. Snow fell thick, obscuring the treacherous path. Yet the Archmage climbed. He moved with surprising agility, his blue robes whipping around him. Each step was a battle against the mountain's fury. Days blurred into nights, the air grew thin, each breath a struggle. Still Aramil climbed. He drew upon his magic sparingly, a flicker of warmth against the biting cold, a burst of strength to traverse a treacherous ice sheet. He knew the risks of exhausting his power too soon. He was nearing his goal, he could feel it. The storm intensified as he ascended. Lightning cracked, illuminating the peak. There, carved into the very rock, stood a fortress of black stone. An enormous gate, formed from the bones of some monstrous beast, barred the way. This was the lair of the Storm Giant King. Here, Aramil would find his destiny. Grogath, king of the Storm Giants, was not pleased. He towered within his hall, a mountain of muscle and rage. Lightning crackled around him, drawn to his fury. His voice, when he spoke, was the rumble of an avalanche. "A morsel dares to stand before me." His lieutenant, a hulking giant named Boar, shifted nervously. "He calls himself Stormbreaker, your majesty, an archmage from Waterdeep." "Waterdeep!" Grogath roared, smashing his fist into a stone table, shattering it. "They send a mage to negotiate with giants? Fools!" He paced, his anger shaking the very foundations of the fortress. "Very well, bring me this Stormbreaker! Let him see the fury of a king!" Aramil stood before the giant king. He looked like an ant at the foot of a mountain, but his gaze was steady, his back straight. He had faced down demons and dragons. He would not flinch before a giant. King Grogath, Aramil's voice, though small, echoed in the vast hall, amplified by magic. "I come seeking an end to the violence." Grogath laughed, a sound like thunder. "An end? You come to my home and speak of ends?" He leaned down, his face a mask of fury. "You will be the end, little mage." A hush fell over the hall. Aramil knew words were wasted on this brute. He had expected no less. He had a different solution in mind, one that would decide the fate of Edelstan, and perhaps his own. "I challenge you, Grogath," Aramil declared, his voice ringing with power. "A duel, mage against giant. The loser retreats forever." The hall erupted. Giants roared, their voices echoing off the stone walls. Boar stepped forward, his hand on the hilt of his axe. "You cannot challenge a king." Grogath silenced them with a wave of his hand. He stared down at Aramil, a flicker of amusement in his eyes. "A duel? You think you can defeat me, little mage?" "Only one way to find out," Aramil replied, drawing himself up to his full height. He was outmatched, certainly, but he had the element of surprise. Giants were creatures of brute strength, not cunning. He had to use that to his advantage. He had to survive. "Very well, little mage," Grogath boomed, a wide grin spreading across his face. "You have spirit, I accept your challenge. Let the duel commence."
Now, he won initiative, so in the first round, the Storm Giant will, he's known for being a storm, bringing the lightning and the thunder to any battle. The giant has a lightning strike. He hurls a magical lightning bolt at a point it can see within 500 feet. Each creature within 10 feet must make a dex saving throw of DC 17. Wizard's going to try to dodge this lightning bolt, and he does so with 16 plus 2 is 18. He needs a 17. All right. So the lightning bolt will be 12d8 lightning damage. Let's get that going. It's a d8 It's 12, and he'll take half of that. So half of 52 is 26. All right. So the mage is down to 99 on that hit. The Archmage will cast a spell. Go figure. I chose those spells based on a level 20 mage. What wizard would cast a Disintegrate, which is a thin green ray springing from your pointing finger to a target you can see within range? A creature targeted by the spell must make a dex save throw. So his dex is +2. So the Storm Giant's going to try to dodge this Disintegrate ray. That's a 13 with the modifier +2 for dex. So the DC, however, was 19, so he failed. That means that the Disintegrate spell punches through with full efficacy. I tell you, man. On a failed save, the target takes 10d6 plus 40 damage. So he will take full damage. 10d6. Probably not that much. But then we add 40 to that. So 70 points off of our friend. All right. Well, that was an interesting first round. So now it's the Storm Giant's turn. Round 2. The Storm Giant is outraged, pissed off, and he will see if he can recharge his lightning bolt, because that's his most effective, and that is a negatory. He does not get his lightning strike back. Well, I'm thinking you should throw a rock or something, or 2 greatsword attacks. All right, he'll close to the Archmage and take 2 swings with his mighty greatsword. He needs to roll, that will not be hard. He has to hit an armor class of, but he gets a +14 to hit, so I have to roll a 1 to miss. So he gets 2 attacks. That's a 7 and a 19. 2 hits. So go back to my handy dice. Each does 66 plus 9. That's a 20 on the first hit and a 25 on the second hit. 20 plus 25 is 45 damage. So 99 minus 45, and even if he put up a shield spell, it would only give a +5, and he rolled a 7, it's a 21. It would still hit. Okay. So that is 54 points left. The mage is still standing, but wow. Do not go toe-to-toe with a Storm Giant if you're a paper wizard. It is the wizard's turn, however, and he will cast a spell. All right, it's probably time to cast the most powerful one. He will back up, but no, he will Misty Step 30 feet away and then walk an additional 15 feet. So he'll be 40 feet away before casting the spell. What is the resistances on a Storm Giant? The intention of the wizard is to cast a Meteor Swarm, his highest level spell. Okay, so it's 20d6 fire, 20d6 bludgeoning, and it will just cold resistance. So, yeah, this is not going to be good. You got to save, though. You make a dexterity save on each point. Each point you choose must make each creature in a 40-foot must make a dex saving throw, or take half damage. You're going to have a 1 saving throw. Okay, so your dex got a +2 modifier. The DC is 19, and you have a +2 modifier. That is an 8. That's not going to cut it. 8 plus 2 is 10. You'll take full damage. So first, 20d6 fire damage from one of these rocks. That is 65. Okay, 65. And we'll roll that again for bludgeoning damage is 89. Do you have resistance to bludgeoning or anything interesting? The only damage resistance he has is to cold. He's immune to lightning and thunder, but this was neither. So that's 65 and 89 is 4, is 14, is 15. It's 154 damage. All right, well, the Storm Giant is now thoroughly pissed, and he will go next. Okay, 106, round 3. Storm Giant will see if he gets his lightning strike back. Nope. He will If he throws a rock, what's his movement rate? Because he needs to close the 45 feet to speed 50. Yeah, he can get there 1 round. He can hit with his 2 swords, or he can, wow, if he rolled a crit, that would be great. 40, 12 plus 9 with a rock, or 66 plus 9 times 2. That's a 48. That's a 36 plus 36. No, he's gonna move up to base. He's gonna move up to the wizard and take 2 swings with his greatsword. And as we know, all he has to do is roll anything other than a 1 to hit. Okay, I'm gonna bring that over there so you can see that's an 8, so that's a hit. And neither is a crit. So both hits. Okay, back to the fancy dice here. We're going to 66 plus 9. So that's a 35. 66. So that's 35 plus one more 66 is a 29 plus 9 is 38. Oh, dude, man. So tell me down in the comments if you as a wizard would have teleported away before this round 3. Because the wizard goes down with 73 hit points. Okay. The wizard would not have stayed there. The wizard would have... I didn't want the guy to die. 3 rounds, man. He could have power word stunned, but it had too many hit points. No, at that point, he could have power word stunned. You know what? He should have power worded stun at the beginning of the 3rd round, but he didn't have initiative. Could have had time stop. He could have done a lot of stuff. But anyways, I guess this is a quick wrap. Our poor wizard died. And I guess the storm giants will continue to live up in the mountains above that village. I really think I could have thought this through better. If you guys want, I'll redo it to give the wizard a better chance. If I was as intelligent as the wizard, as a DM, I would have had him survive. He had a lot of options. He could have, well, it is what it is. So no flight, just fight. Let me know down in the comments if you like this kind of video, and I'll do more. But right now I'm just doing it for fun for myself because I assume nobody's watching. Okay, guys, see you in my next video.